Hello, all things Hadar. Welcome. I am so glad that you guys are here. I just wanted to let you all know I appreciate you so much. If you are new here, you can find out information about how I read and more information about me in the description box below. And we just are so glad that you have found us or that you have joined us. We hope that the reading resonates with you and that you decide to become a part of our channel by subscribing and hitting that notification bell. For those of you returning, thank you guys so much for your continued support. I really greatly appreciate each and every one of you. This does support me, yes, and the channel, of course. This also holds the opportunity to help our collective, which I think is so important at this time, especially, but always. So anyways, guys, we're just going to jump in and we're going to get going. So the other day, I don't even know what I was doing. I was rearranging my room and just getting some things, sorting through things, doing some decluttering, some reorganizing and kind of shifting things up. And I don't know, I just all of a sudden this came to me to do this reading and I was like, okay, that's what I'll do. So we're going to be asking, what does your soul want you to know? What does your spirit team want you to know? And what do your ancestors want you to know? So those are going to be our focus questions that we're doing this time versus a open read. And we're going to see what unfolds for us in this. Sorry, I had just doing some crafting stuff here. So let's get started. Okay, I'm also going to be using 2 decks that I have created, and I'm really liking these. I'm really liking the cards and the messages. Excuse me, I'm trying to get a drink. It cools off so quickly. All right. So as usual, all decks have been pre-shuffled previously, but I do like to do them at least a little bit on camera so that you guys can see that the cards are shuffled. All right, so the first things first, we're going to look at what does your soul want you to know? Thank you. What does your soul want you to know? And remember, this is a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you as a, overall. It may or may not resonate with you bits and pieces and parts. If you feel it doesn't resonate with you, we invite you to check out any of our other videos with our channel. Thank you. Thank you. All right. First, second, third, fourth. Okay. First one out is we have ceilings create limits. Illuminate and bust through your ceilings. That's what your soul wants you to know. So right away, we're already hearing and knowing that, okay, in some way, there are limits that we are practicing. Whether we're aware of it or not, there are limits that we are practicing. So if you're unsure of that and you feel like, well, no, I don't really limit myself in any way, then again, as always, I just invite you to get yourself grounded and connected and then really just tune in and just ask your soul, can you tell me, make me consciously aware in some way? Please bring into my conscious awareness in some way an area in which I have created a limit that is aligned for me to bust through that limit at this time. Okay? Just an option, a choice. You do what you do you. Next, we have out learning, advancing, and adventuring. It may be time, which makes total sense when it comes out with this one. right? Because it is about learning. It is about, you know, you're wanting to advance, and it is an adventure every time we embark on a new journey, or a new segment, a new chapter, however you want to say that. Next we have out is be aware of what's around you. So with this, and because of the messages that have come out, I would say that to me, this indicates that there is probably someone, something that is around you that is either assisting you in creating your own limits, or is influencing you for you to limit yourself. And then the last one we have out is nurture your seeds, S-E-E-D-S, your seeds. So I would say there's maybe an idea, a thought, a dream, something that you've wanted or that you've thought about creating, and for whatever reason you have not pursued that. Maybe you planted the seeds for it, but then you kind of were like, yeah, whatever, for whatever reason. And I feel like it's saying, you know, no, you can do this. You just need to nurture those seeds. If you aren't aware of what those seeds are, again, you guys know the drill, you know, get grounded, get connected, and go within. Ask to be shown, to have it come to your conscious awareness of exactly what is it that are the seeds that are need your nurturing attention at this time, that are, you know, that is most aligned for you to give your time and attention to at this point. Yeah, I like that. Not that this has anything to do with that, or maybe it does. I guess it does. I see that now. Okay. I was going to say, you know, this deck is a little bit too big. It makes it kind of hard to be able to just easily shuffle it. And I often think, you know, if I just cut it in half, it would be so easy, right? It'd be so easy to be able to shuffle it. But when you put them together, it's almost like it's just too cumbersome. And I've been toying with the idea of, you know, when I officially make these, should I do volume 1, volume 2? But I just don't want to split them up. I think the messages in here as a whole are, anyway, sorry. I'm really excited about these decks. I'm just saying. All right, what else do we have? What does their soul want them to know? What else do we have? What does their soul want them to know, please? Thank you. Learn about and practice mindfulness. So I think that there is, there's something that you're most likely not aware of, or maybe you're just not aware of its significance in you know, whatever that significance is for you. Lady, leave him alone. Yeah. All right, let's get one more, please. At least let's get one more. For what does their soul want them to know now? I think that's probably too many, but let's see what came out. Sometimes unlearning and relearning is what creates a healthy and aligned foundation. So yeah, there's some things that need to be switched up, limits that need to be let go of, because these are limits that are built into your foundation. So that to me tells me that these could be things that were passed down to you from either your immediate family or generation after generation. Or it could be things that you've taught yourself. Lady, leave him alone. Through your own traumas. Napoleon, get out of there. I'm sorry, guys. Napoleon's wanting to check out the plants, and Lady knows I don't allow him into my plants, and so she's telling on him, but she does tend to get a little overzealous about that. She gets very jealous that he can sit in my lap, and she can't. She's a little bit too big for that. Okay, anyway. Yeah, this could be something that you've taught yourself. also, because we do teach ourselves, frequently limitations and things come as, not always, but frequently they can be related to some sort of a trauma or some sort of a drama, you know, confrontation, abuse. I mean, they can come forward from a variety of things, and we create beliefs in those experiences that really aren't aligned. But we don't realize that, or we don't give that thought, you know. I like this one. So we have up-leveling yourself also means up-leveling what you allow to come in for your own alignment. So you can either let in that which is just going to keep you out of alignment, or make you even more out of alignment. Or I shouldn't say make you, but that the result would be putting you even more out of alignment. Or you can bring in things that are aligned with where you're going, where you currently are and where you're going. It's important. What is he doing? Oh, it's important. He's walking on the footrest and it's really squeaky. It is really important because, I mean, think about that. If we're up leveling and we're shifting, we're changing, and we still keep everything the same in our life, or we try to, it just doesn't work. It just creates so much misalignment, a lot of confrontation, a lot of just so much energy expended dealing with all of that misalignment, versus if you were just able to just be in the flow and realize and understand that things will fall away as you go in your ascension journey, your spiritual walk, however you want to label that, name it, whatever. But things do change. People, places, situations, events, things that were ideal then just don't feel right now, and they wouldn't feel right any farther along. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Free will, free choice. You have a choice. It is up to you what you are going to do with this. And again, we're talking about whatever these limits are, and I would say whatever beliefs that have become a part of your foundation, whatever experiences that you have created this, that, and the other about that have become a part of your foundation, whether that is what you have inherited, what you have had handed down to you, passed on to you, or what you've created on your own. Yeah, see, and we have the potential here. So we got come up out of the ashes. So again, it's a free will, free choice. It's totally up to you if you're going to do the work, if you're going to shift and change, or if you're going to try to hold on and keep everything the same as much as possible. Free will, free choice. All right. So now let's look at, what does your spirit team want you to know? What does your spirit team want you to know? What does your spirit team want you to know? That's a lot. Let's see what's there, though. We'll see how many. Oh, okay. All right, so what your spirit team wants you to what your spirit team wants you to know is to let go of the non-serving resistance and stubbornness, so you are willing and open to receive. So this tells me that whatever this is about, you have a lot of resistance and stubbornness to it. Now, the reason I specify in this card the non-serving resistance and stubbornness is simply because you think about that for a minute. There are times when stubbornness and resistance is actually aligned for us, or it's aligned for us to help us to stay in alignment. Like when we know something, when we know that we know that we know, and we are moving and we forward and upward, and we do feel that difference, right? And then we have those naysayers who are trying to get us to stay the same, to give up something, you know, whatever that may be, but it's because of their own agenda. Whether they're conscious of that or not, whether it's because they're purposely like trying to set you up to fail or keep you small, or whether they genuinely think, you know, but that's not good for you, right? it can often be that it's their own fear of being left behind, but they're not willing to go into the work to do whatever, or they don't believe in what you're doing and how you're doing it. So therefore they want to keep you safe. But the thing here is it's no one's responsibility but yours. Free will, free choice, right? It's instead of that passive sit back and, oh, this is always happening to me. No, it's not. It's what we allow. And that can be a hard one. You know, that was a hard one for me anyway, to get to a place where I could comprehend that and how that looked. So, and in those cases where we have others who are trying to keep us small or trying to pull us off our trail and path, and we know that we're heading in the right direction, you know, we know that we've gotten those, you know, validations and confirmations from within, you know, we feel that, we know that we are in the right place at the right time and we're on that journey. And that's what I mean by when resistance and stubbornness can be an aligned practice. But this is saying we have non-serving resistance and stubbornness. So this is a refusal to be letting go of something or growing or shifting or changing, even when we may have an inkling. We may not like the way things are, but we're not willing to change things or something along those lines. Next, we have take one step towards what you want to create. Taking one step towards what you want to create. So again, it's, you know, one step at a time. It doesn't have to be this big, scary, dramatic thing. I mean, it can be, if that's your style, go for it. It can be sometimes when things are aligned and they just boom, 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 boom happen. And you know, we feel like swept away with this beauty, but at the same time, it can be very overwhelming. And then we're like, put on those brakes. No, right. And then again, then that's when we're resisting, and that stubbornness is not serving us. But one step, that's all it takes, one step. And that one step can be whatever that is for you. Next out, we have make a vision board of that which makes your soul sing, and gaze at that, raise your vibrations. So vision boards can be when we're trying to make a goal or a dream, right? And we put together the components and the parts and the pieces of that. But when I was writing this card, it really was about creating this vision board about those things that make you happy. What are those things that when you just even, and if you don't know, again, you know the deal, ground and connect, go within, go through things, you know, like what makes you happy? What makes you laugh? Is it a memory about something you experienced with someone, a friend, a family member, an animal, a place, you know, whatever that is. And put that, something that represents that to you on your vision board. And your vision board can be, it can be old school magazine pictures and things like that. It can be using something like canva.com. It can be, or anything like that. It doesn't have to be Canva. That's the one I use, so it's one that comes to my mind. You know, whatever your vision, you can paint it, draw it, sketch it, just visualize it. Whatever that is for you, they're saying, you know, make a vision board and put a collage on there of things that make you happy. You know, do you like guitars and bunnies and the mountains and snow? Or, you know, do you love the laughter you experience when you and a group of your friends are together for dinner? You know, do you love dancing? I mean, whatever that is, and put those things on your vision board, and then put it where it can be what you see when you go to sleep and what you see when you wake up in the morning. And, you know, you may have to set an alarm. You may have to tie a string on your finger. You may have to do different things of whatever that is for you, so that you remember to make a point to look at that, tune into it, and not just get to those things where, you know, like we put a sticky note for ourselves somewhere so we remember, and then it just becomes a part of that scene. And so we assume we don't even pay attention. It's just part of the scene. We don't read it. We don't think about it. And then again, we just forget about it. And so to prevent that, it is about making a conscious effort in some way, shape, or form, which is why I like alarms and stuff, so that I take, even if it's just 20 seconds, let me just ground and connect and just look at that and just think about those things. If they're memories that are just joyous and fun of places and people and things that you've, experienced, great. If there are things you're wanting to create, great. If it's a combination of all the, whatever that is, and just allow yourself and invite, set your intention. I want to feel the joy and the happiness, the whatever that I have experienced, that I will experience, or that I'm calling in, raising my vibration to be a match, right? That's what we're doing. And then just look at it and allow yourself to feel. Allow yourself to feel. And I feel for some of you, allowing yourself to feel is one of the main points, because it feels like a lot of us have turned off our feelings to a certain degree because of our experiences. And one of our responses was, well, if I don't feel that much, then it's not going to affect me as deeply or as strongly, right? And I feel like there's work that needs to be done around that would be good to do around that to help yourself. The last one out we have is it's okay, breathe, illusion or illusions, moving out to allow opportunity for true change. So these ceilings and limits that are here are, in reality, they're illusions. And it feels like, doing this vision board and stuff, that this can help you. Can be one step. Another step could be simply, again, get yourself grounded and connected and just really tune in. What is the one thing that you're wanting to create? And then really go into that. How would you feel about that? What would you do with that? And just express the points about that are high vibrational, and that this is what you're calling in, and this or better, right? And make that your manifestation paper. And then you can do with it whatever you want to do with it. You can burn it on a new moon or full moon. I don't remember which is which. I think it's new moon. I don't know. But you can check that out and find that information out online. You can burn it. You can anoint it with oil. You can fold it up and put it on a piece of either copper, glass, or silver to amplify it up, and use crystals. You can bury it. You can do whatever you want to do with it. You can just keep it and lift it up and then fold it and put it wherever you would want to put it. You know what I'm saying? It's a step. It's a step. All right. Yeah, these are all the little gems. All right. All right, what else? Is there anything else that your spirit team wants you to know? That is way too many. I just got these cards, and so I keep getting little pieces of the paper coming off. Thank you. Is there anything else that your spirit team wants you to know? Okay, guys, that's too many. I'll take that one, but this is like a big stack, so no, we're not doing that. Okay, well, we have rebirth on the bottom of the deck. And the first thing out was self-care. So it is always important to give ourselves self-care and to give ourselves, just heard top priority billing. So maybe some of you are into theater or performing in some way. But self-care is really, really important all the time. It is especially important when we are going through shifts and changes. Whatever that looks like for you, then this is the message. The next one is known or unknown, seen or unseen. The divine is actually moving on your behalf. So we may not be aware of things that are in the works. We may feel like nothing ever moves, but that's actually not true. Things do get moved on our behalf, whether we are aware of it or not. All right. What do your ancestors want you to know? That was quick. All right. Thank you. Bottom of the deck. The experience was a catalyst for change. So for some of you, there may be something that has happened that put these limits in place, but they were put in place to wake you up, to get you to go, okay, this is uncomfortable. I don't like this. I'm changing it. For others of you, just your decision to go on this journey will be a catalyst for change, not only for yourself, but for others, right? Because again, there's that rippling effect, right? Ripple effects. Everything ripples outward. If you're going to catapult yourself forward, think about that when we're skipping rocks, right? On water. If any of you have ever skipped rocks on water, it skips. So it touches down in various places, right? It touches down. And everywhere where it touches down, it creates those ripples going outward. And sometimes those ripples, if it's, you know, those ripples will intermingle. So if you stop and you think about that for a moment, right? When you're catapulting forward, each and every one of those ripples are going to have a rippling effect for others. You can and may be a catalyst for change. This is not always comfortable. I can tell you that. I do know that being a catalyst for change is one of my sole purposes in this reality. Now, whether or not people change, whether or not they choose to receive, and that doesn't always mean that it came about in a comfortable way, but I mean, it could be in this blow up argument, right? But everybody who's involved in that argument has an opportunity. They have an opportunity to, okay, once the initial, burst is over, again, let me ground, let me connect. What can I learn from this? What is mine to own and to work with, and what isn't mine to just, that's not mine, and I'm not picking it up. I'm not going to own it. I'm not going to do anything with it, right? So that's funny. It's time to evaluate who is and who isn't aligned that's in your circle. And yeah, see, letting go of, where was it? Oh, I saw it. Up-leveling yourself means up-leveling, what you're allowing to come into your life, what is and isn't aligned, right? I thought there was the other cat's at my door. I don't know if you can hear that or not. Letting the non-serving go, but I thought maybe it's just something I said, but yeah, it's time to evaluate your circle. And there are going to be those who are aligned and supportive of you, for you, and then there's going to be those who are supportive and aligned and working for themselves. There's going to be those that just aren't aligned anymore, and that's not anything judging against anybody. It's just not aligned anymore. So it's your ancestors are saying it's time to look at who are you around, who do you hang out with, who is in your environment, who and this could be home, it could be work, it could be in your car, it could be on the bus, it could be, who knows, but because that's going to be different for everybody. But it is time to evaluate who is and who isn't aligned for you in your circle. And again, we have with illusions. Where is the other one about illusions? Guys, I swear. Okay, there it is. I was going to say, I swear this, all right. So over here for what your soul team wants you to know, it's okay, breathe. Illusion or illusions moving out to allow an opportunity for true change. Ancestors are saying illusions are at play, whether your own or someone else's. Call in clear vision, clarity, right? So it could be that there is someone in your circle who is showing themselves as one way, portraying themselves in a way that isn't truly who they are. Whether that is overall or in a certain life area or something that has been running for some time. And if it's playing a role also in these ceilings and limits. All right. Last one for this deck is ignoring or discounting because you want blank so bad. So what are you ignoring or discounting as, oh, it's not that important? Refusing to look at something because you want blank so bad. And then it's interesting that it comes out because we got illusions are at play, whether your own or someone else's. So these could be illusions that you personally are putting in place because you're wanting this, that, or the other, or you don't want this, that, or the other to take place. So you're just dealing and putting up with and that kind of thing. All right, what else do their ancestors want them to know? What are you exposing your temple to and filling it up with? Your temple is your body. Mind, body, heart. What are you exposing your temple to and filling it up with? So exposing it to can be people, places. What do you do with your time on and your time off? You know, what events, situations, what are you participating in that, you know, again, you're exposing your mind, body, soul, spirit, energy to? What are you eating and or, you know, drinking, taking into your body that you are exposing your mind, body, soul, spirit, your temple to? There may be things that, again, maybe it's time to do some evaluating there and see what shifts can I make? Is it that I'm not eating well, or I just don't eat, or I eat my emotions, which, you know, all of those are different things. You know, maybe you'll need to go find someone out there, a professional, to help you through that. It's just, you know, is there an addiction at play? You may need to go find some support and assistance with that, whatever that looks like for you. But there is you're being invited to ask yourself these questions. What are you exposing your temple to, and what are you filling it up with? Next we have, what would your body like you to know? I mean, come on, guys. You know, what would your body like you to know? And if you feel like, well, I don't know what that would be. Well, clearly there is something. So I would say it would be important to, again, you know, the drill of what I'm going to say, ground and connect, put on your detective hat and go in, ask. And if you don't get anything, that's okay. Don't panic. You state your intention. I am open and willing to receive in a conscious awareness, a new understanding of what does my body want me to know? Body, what do you want to tell me? What do you want to tell me? What do I need to know? And then next we have your emotions influence what you manifest. So because we have the emotions coming in right here with these two things about your body, I would say that there is, your emotions are influencing your body. That could be your overall health, your energy levels. It could be maybe you have skin, you know, things happening. Whatever that is for you, there is an emotional component that is playing a role in this. I will not say that it's 100% emotion, but there is an emotional component that is playing a role in this. Okay? Well, guys, I hope you found this helpful. I really, really like this reading. I'm really glad they showed me to ask these questions. And, you know, not to sound boastful, but I'm so happy with these decks I created. I love them. And I think they just really worked well with this reading. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for letting me share this with you. As always, if this resonates with you, hit that thumbs up, like, subscribe, and share. Because each and every one of those steps and components really, really do help me, help the channel, and this helps us to help our collective. I got a squirrel that's sitting here looking at me. He's so cute. Sorry. Anyways, thank you guys so much. Until next